Good evening everyone and welcome to the XRL F1 Division live stream brought to you by GT Omega Racing and GamePod.co.uk. This week we are live from Silverstone, the home Grand Prix of nearly all of the drivers racing in tonight, round 8 of the F1 Championship. In the box with me tonight is Christopher Moss, aka Riotous Tag 840. Good evening, Chris. As I previously mentioned, it's a home Grand Prix for all tonight. And who do you see coming on top? Championship leader, TRL Button, going to be the one?
Number 128 is blown out the water, so I think I was going quick, but I've got a feeling Xbox Fearless might have a good chance of getting hold.
Yeah, I have a feeling Fearless he's been doing well of late, so he's got a good chance. The tyre compounds for this week are the white-walled medium tyres and the orange-walled hard tyres, and who knows, knowing the great British weather, we may be needing the wet and intermediate tyres for the race. Well, as most F1 division races have been of late. Anyway, let's get onto the track. I know a few of you are watching, and good evening to you all, or live on Twitch and through the Xbox app. So let's get out there and get on board with the first driver. And who are you on board with, Chris?
I'm on board with Fearless. I'm getting quite a bit of lag from his car, so I don't know whether that's my being on board or whether he's actually jumping.
Let's try and can't really hear Chris, just saying.
Don't know if it's any better, Dan?
I've got a little bit of a glitch on mine where I can't actually hear. That is a weird glitch I've got going on there. That is a weird one. I can't hear any of the cars. Oh, and he's more promising.
LGS is going very slow, letting his teammates through, and he's cut the corner.
That's better, says Peachy. I think it is just depending on who you're on board with. As Andy does a 1:29.0 on the prime tyre, a very, very good lap. I wish I could go that fast, that's for sure. And he's had a bit of an unfortunate start to the season, Mr. Ice Cold Andy. Let's hope now, though, it can get back on the right tracks.
Already we've got two drivers in the 128.5s. Overlexi in the Lotus and TRL Button in the McLaren. Only separated by 100 of a second.
Ridiculous. TRL Button on the primes and the options being used by Velexity to get pole position. And who knows, track position may actually mean more to the driver than the actual tyres that they're on.
Yeah, tyre degradation in the dry is definitely going to be high. But obviously if it's a wet start, then it doesn't really matter what tyre you qualify.
And it's the front left that is the tyre that struggles around here, if I'm honest. As TRL Button runs extremely wide, but he dives into the pits. He's just done his one-time lap on his session. Mr. Ice Cold Andy, he looks on reasonable pace, but there's a Ferrari there. He parked himself right on the apex. I'd be surprised. No, Andy does dive. He thought about it for a minute, but he's dived into the box. And yeah, let's have a look at the championship at the moment. So TRL Button is our championship leader, 63 points after the first 7 rounds ahead of Bobbert. And NMR Mr. Indigo, who are level on 60 points. 1 point behind that, so this is very, very close for the basically second, third and fourth is Fearless, who deserves a bit more. Velexity is next on 48, with also on 48 points Mr. Ice Cold Andy. 42 points for LGS with Jambo on 38, 36 for Nutters, Tom on 35, he's not here again this week, Lewis Hamilton's on 29 and 25 for Sean Beans. It's pretty close between quite a lot of those guys. I mean, there's quite a few on the same amount of points. So yeah, very, very close between a lot of only a week ago racing GP3 has gone up to F1 as a reserve tonight. He's done a 29.7 on the options, so he needs to maybe find a little bit more time, but not too bad as there aren't too many cars. I'm getting messages about Velexity ghosting, which is not a good start, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, we've got the qualifying glitches as well. Bobbert's just sent me a voice message today, and he moved out of the way of a car to do a hot lap.
Well, can you tell him not to retire then? not to leave the game. Not to yeah, because if he does, he won't be able to get back. Hoping no one loses connection in qualifying. That's the worst thing. This problem, this bug, has been happening more and more frequent of late. It wasn't really happening to us a few weeks ago, and then every lobby that seems to be happening at the moment seems to be getting it. I don't know why this is. Codemasters really don't give a toss anymore about this game, so unfortunately, that's what we're stuck with. Fearless is lagging a little bit on our screen there, but it seems to be okay again there. Jambo, don't know what's happened to him. He's keeping out of the way though of the Ferrari, who... Oh, it must have been a spin there from Jambo on the infield section. As Velexity now in the option tyres is lining up for a lap. Let's see what he can do.
I've got a ghost car for Velexity there.
Oh dear. Why would he brake there? Keep an eye on it. Hopefully the race will reset it all. The thing is, I'm just thinking along the lines of I don't want to tell him to leave now, because if his connection does improve for the race, then if we told him to leave, he wouldn't be able to race anyway. So I'm just trying to give it 6 minutes. Hopefully he won't cause anyone any major problems in qualifying. There's some serious bugs going on in this game these days. It's really frustrating.
Obviously, he's very angry due to the fact he's letting someone through to go and do it.
Yeah.
And the car just smashed into the back of the ghosting Velexity and
so that'll be Jambo. Because Lewis Hamilton is going through Magnus and Beckett's now. Seems to be taking it reasonably well. Just a little bit wide on the exit there. But the lap still looks reasonable here. Might be worth keeping on. It's on the prime, so this is a decent lap. If it's a 29.1 on the prime, that's very, very good. Quite close to the pace of TRL Button, just a few tenths off on the same tyre compound. So Lewis Hamilton could be a dark horse for the race this week.
Yeah, I've just had Velexity go from Maggotts and Beckett to the pit lane.
Really? Well, as I say, we're going to leave it for qualifying just because I want to give him a chance in the race, because if we ask him to leave now, he won't be able to race at all, so because of the corner cutting glitch, so we'll let it go, but we'll keep an eye on it for the race. But Lewis Hamilton improving by about 400ths there, keeps himself P6, can't hear the car on LGS, or Alonso for that matter, and he is currently P10, he's gone the option tyres and going to go again. But this looks like an outlap or a slower lap of some description, as Fozzie now on board with him in the McLaren. Let's see how he can do. Runs wide out of Cox, and well, that's not good for him at all. But this still could be an improvement.
Whilst you're on Fuzzy, I'm actually on the other McLaren on the TRL Button. He's just coming round the try and beat that option.
Here goes Fozzie round the final corner, improves nearly by a second. And that going wide at Cox didn't really help in any way, so he's worked his way up into P10 with 29.6. That's just surprising. I mean, 29.5 was last year's pole position time, and pretty much 3/4 of the field have improved on that. So it just shows Jambo warming up his tyres. He's doing everything he can, going down the hanger straight to get the tyres up to temperature. Only one lap. Oh, is he going in pits? No, he's not. So let's see what Jambo can do. Going through the final corner, 3.5 minutes left of the session. Going through turn 1. Revs can be a little bit low going through there just because he's just flicked up to 7th, probably about 50 metres, 100 metres before the corner. Runs a little bit wide going into the infield section. Seems seems not too bad on exit. Traction's quite key out of that corner because it affects you down the whole straight here. Opens DRS for the first two zones down here. Uses half of his curves as well. Coming into the left field now. Second gear, corner. Sometimes split it into first just to get the grip, but second mainly. Now going through the old start-finish area. Now goes through here and into Pops, and that has just sent me a message. Not a good time. That is, as Jambo also does the same as Fozzie and runs wide. F1 Nige signing in for the night. Good evening, Sean. LMG Killers, Peachy all signing in for the night. Good evening to you all as we follow Jambo on his lap. And oh, he corner cuts, and that's retired the car there. And I'm assuming, and that has sent me the same message about. Oh no, Nutters has found the ghosting car. I'm really hoping it's self-sorted out for race. Crazy Fish, Nige, Steve-O signing in again. Good evening to you all. I'm not really sure who Velexity is or anything at the moment. Snobby Nobby signing in for the evening. Good evening to you, Mr. Deeds, I Love Jigsaws, Steve-O. Good evening to you all. So, well, oh god, big ghosts, big jump there from Valex. He went about 5 corners ahead, so he's now warming up his tyres. He's on a lap, but he's warming up his tyres for a second attempt, possibly. Let's see what he does. I thought he'd have gone in the pits, and he does. So that is his qualifying session. Anyone who can go faster than that will be taking pole position today. Let's see if anyone is up to the task, as I think my connection, or the connection to whatever, has sorted itself out, because TRL Button sound is now back. So TRL Button is about to hook up for a lap. He's on the option tyres. He's had to switch to think about getting the pole position. He loses traction at the final corner. That could affect him. Curves fully used as he runs a little bit wide on the exit. But let's see what he can do. This lap should be quick on the option tyres. TRL Button goes through turn 1. That's as good as I've seen anyone take that. Just seems to glide through there. Clips his apex now going into the infield section. Such a difficult complex of corners. You would think that was a little bit slow, but he seems not too bad at the moment. Keeps just a tyre in, goes wide. He's used nearly all of his curves in the first sector. Surprising from TRL Button. That seemed a slack first sector, if I'm honest there. Going through Luffield now. Seems to see if we can get the traction on exit. A little bit of whip tyre squeal there. Seems fine. Now going through this old start finish. And this lap is reasonable, but it is on the option tyres. So from someone like TRL Button, it's run a little bit wide. Not as bad as Fozzie did earlier though. Oh, TRL Button running incredibly wide in this. I think that's him backing off there. So he's had to. Jambo not pleased at all as TRL Button pits. So P2 is going to have to settle for P2. Enema Mr. Indigo into P4 on the prime tyres. Here is a good shout for a dark horse again today. Every week keeps improving and improving, and he's got to go into the pit. Nutters, prime tyres. He's on an okay lap, so we keep on board with him. Run a little bit wide on that part, the SS section, and that'll be corner cutting, and that's him out. LGS now, the final car out on track, runs wide on the exit onto the hangar straight, and this is a poor lap from him. So I don't think any times will be improving, but that qualifying, look how close it is between the top 9 from Bobbert in 9th to Lexity on pole. How close is that?
Yeah, and only a 2 tenths between Bobbert and Alonso behind. It's a very close quali session.
It has always proved to be a close quali here, and Velexity takes it in the Lotus. So good session for the Lotus. I have to keep on his ghosting. F1 Nige commenting about Le Mans. We will talk about that a little bit later. Swishbone Pete Marcroft will be back next week, and I'm sure he will go into some good context about that because he was there. So it'll be interesting to hear his thoughts. Anyway, we'll be right back with the live action from the F1 Division race. 100% of Silverstone Home Grand Prix of all of these drivers, and we'll be right back. Do you want to enhance your XRL racing experience? Sign up to Premium today to receive 800 Microsoft points for an XRL gamertag and join the ever-growing community. An ad-free forum with a members area and additional features such as extended private messaging limits. Every stream uploaded to members forums from F1 to F5000 and XRL Classics. A custom signature on the XRL forum of your choice. All new setup lap guides from F1 drivers such as Velexity, F1 Nige and Mr. Ice Cold Andy. Monthly prize draws with big prizes from sponsors such as GT Omega Racing and GamePod.co.uk. Pick the car you want next season with XRL Driver Priority. Premium members get to pick their car ahead of the driver draws. 10% off all store items and a free keyring when you sign up. So help support the league today and sign up for XRL Premium. So, the countdown has now come on. 30 seconds, or not even that, 20 seconds to round 8 of the XRL F1 Championship live on Twitch TV or on the Xbox Twitch app. Hopefully, you'll enjoy it. There's 100% and another changeable conditions race, Chris. One word and one word only. Who's going to win it?
I'm going to say Fearless.
I'll agree with you. I was hoping he wouldn't say it, but I think he's got a good chance. Nutters has also got a chance. TRL Button, Andy. There's so many. Velexity, we haven't even mentioned him, and he starts pole. It's a crazy session, and there's plenty of you watching. Hopefully, the drivers can produce an awesome race for you all. So, cloudy day live from Silverstone, the home of British racing. 13 cars line up on the grid, all trying to get to the finish line first in 52 laps time.
We need to be careful on
as the lights now are about to go off. 4 lights, 5 lights, and we go for the 8th round of the XRL F1 Championship. I had to think about that for a second. Velexity gets a decent start. TRL Button's got company on his outside there. As Williams gets shoved a little bit wide there behind. But no early first corner incident. Let's see if there's any incidents later back. Velexity gets a good start. TRL Button is now having a little bit of a look there on the inside, but doesn't quite pull it off. Lewis Hamilton in 3rd place, keeping TRL Button more than honest, as there's a bit of a gap now between 3rd and 4th, and that's Nutters, who's got into P4, and Andy is all the way down there as 3 wide going through Luffield now. That looks like Velexity there. That looks like a Velexity ghost, did I see? We'll keep an eye on that one because I'm not quite sure. LGS now in 5th place. Up a good start for LGS now. He's all over the back of Nutters. He's on a prime tyre, so he's not doing too badly as we now go through Cops. There's a few drivers there very, very close as the Red Bulls nearly come to blows. And it's P6, P7 is now Fearless. So a bit of a slow start by Fearless. He's in P7, runs a little bit wide. And the Toro Rosso is going to go through. As Valexi's lost connection, and that really doesn't surprise us. He has been struggling with ghosting. And there you have it. 1 lap into the race and he's lost connection. Might as well try and get him in, but it's been on the cards all through quali, and it's happened unfortunately 1 lap into the race. Extremely frustrating for him, and gifts TRL Button the lead, which is a bit of a shame for all of us, hoping that someone else might be able to win this one. Velexity, the ghosting out on track was quite a lot. Were you asked to leave, or was there a disconnection?
They were just going mad, so I just thought I'll quit.
Oh, really? Well, it was pretty bad, if I'm honest. Qualifying was bad, but I thought, well, because the corner cutting glitch was there, I thought if I had made you retire, you wouldn't be able to even get a chance to race. Who was complaining?
Everyone, I think.
Fair enough. I mean, it's down to us. We did see your ghost.
I think Fearless has got a penalty as well.
Oh, really? Do you know what for?
Well, I don't know. I think it might have been to do with my ghost car.
Okay, we'll just try and get that off if possible. We did see your ghost appear into Luffield, but yeah. That's where we sort of noticed it, but you know, in the past, Fearless is ghosting quite a bit here. Keeping on board with him, he's making uncharacteristic errors and then lagging back into place. Connection tonight doesn't put again great. Codemaster's doing a great job. As Mr. Steve-O comments in stream, nice dial-up connection for Lexi. Just knock a man when it's down. That's a great idea. I suppose. Will it change for Germany? Because obviously pole position tonight, you were looking good.
I don't know if I want to race anymore, to be honest. If the game's going to keep doing stupid things.
Yeah, we've all got to put up with it, unfortunately, though. It's not the same. Well, not all of us, but it is a lot of people have to put up with it in certain forms, whether it's losing connection or ghosting or quality glitch. It's the same for everyone. Well, not everyone. It's not the same for everyone, but it's the same for a lot of people. A lot of people have to suffer this, so I don't think it's just you. As we even see Fearless jumping back a little bit here and there. It's just one of those things we've got to put up with, unfortunately.
I called Andy. He's actually off the track and he's lost about 6 places.
Did you watch Button's lap, by the way?
Yeah, why?
Pretty sure he corner cut on the final sector.
I can't actually remember now, if I'm honest.
I looked at his sector time and there's no way you can do that on the time. But yeah, just thought I'd let you know that one.
Yeah, well,
I'll leave you to it.
Cheers, and yeah, we'll hopefully see a luckier performance in Germany. DRS is open for Fearless, and he has the inside on the Toro Rosso of Jambo side by side. He's going to have the inside, and the grip of the option tyres means that's an easy enough move. And yeah, going to keep it quite easily. Runs a little bit deep into the final couple of corners, but with that extra grip, he keeps position, but he's got a task to do. He's got a bunch of drivers. He's the front of this DRS train. He's only got, you know, he hasn't even got a tenth at this moment in time to give. So he's going to have to do something special to hold that position. There's 5 cars behind him who all have a DRS tow down this Wellington straight, so it'll be interesting to see whether he can hold. He got amazing traction out of that final corner into this long straight though, and he is actually going to hold, surprisingly enough.
There's one driver having an absolutely terrible race, and that's XRL. He qualified in 9th place, he's already in P12.
Ooh, Jambo getting a little bit too much on the inside. Now Alonso has him for company. Alonso doing not too bad in 8th place on a rare F1 appearance. Runs wide there as well from Alonso. He is now, that's lost a couple of tenths, but he's attacking Baggett's and Beckett's well. Keeps it tight on the exit, just loses a little bit of time there. As TRL Button, he has got a reasonable sized gap already. But having said that, Alonso now has his teammate Taps, who's on a prime tyre, so a decent start for Taps in P9. Hopefully he won't be called out and he can complete a full race here, because it's something he hasn't actually done yet since coming in as a reserve due to the nature of his job. So hopefully he'll be able to get a full race under his belt. He is giving his teammate a little bit of something to think of in this first sector. Is all getting DRS, so the overtakes are not really happening in this mid DRS pack bunch. It's happening more towards the front, as we have, is that Fearless? Oh, Fearless has just lagged back in front.
Fearless with the Jamie.
I love it. Oh, there you go. That doesn't surprise us either. Might as well get him in. See if he's been told or not.
That's just a shame, because that's the second poor race in a row after winning in Spain and getting second in Monaco.
See, he says it's not. He says it's not Nutters' connection that makes him disconnect. Well, he's disconnected 2 weeks on his connection. I don't understand why this game is like it is. But key.
I'm done with the game. It's fucking. Oh.
Another frustrating disconnect on Nutters' connection as well.
It's not even my connection, that was just the game. The game's connection is just.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with my connection.
I can't argue with you really. Alonso getting out of shape there. Yeah, and not the greatest of starts, but to be fair, we could see it was going to happen.
I knew it was going to happen.
Because you were just jumping from like one place to like another on track, kind of like Valexi.
Yeah, but I knew everyone else was doing it to me as well, and it was. I was like in the I knew it was going to happen.
Everyone was jumping on your screen, were they?
Yeah. Well, like only on the actual lap are disconnected, but you just know when it's gonna happen.
Yeah, you do have a.
And then qualifiers is a nightmare.
Did you get caught up by the?
Yeah.
By the.
Well, my last flying lap, the times that I did, if I would have, I got held up in the first sector by Gio's ghosting car. And I was 4.5 tenths down already after sector 1, and there was just no chance I could get it back. I beat my other sector times from the other laps, but the first sector was just nothing I could do, and I was just in the mid pack then with all the prime runners, and it was just so hard to get out of at the beginning.
Yeah.
Andy left me no room. I don't know if he's caught it, like, but Andy didn't leave me no room.
Yeah, we caught that one. Andy didn't catch it. Give you any room on the exit. That was slow.
No, and then I lost about 2 or 3 places there, and then oh well.
Another frustrating one.
It always is. 'Cause it's practice so
Oh, it
much
is.
as well
It
to get the
is.
pace, and now when you've got the pace,
And then
it's
it'll.
just so because I've gone faster than well, especially in the options. What the times the buttons do, and I've been going 3 times quicker than that, which is just so
It's a
frustrating knowing
shame
that if I
that
qualified good, I could have been out in front, and it's
Yeah, it's that nothing can stop the connection as it is. But yeah, I mean, I don't understand what people have to do. I mean, yeah, I think we can try as many connection tests as possible. I don't think it's really going to solve the issue.
but it's not as connections fine. It's just the game. It's like when it picks and chooses when it wants to do something, and it did Geo lag out like lap 1 on your
No,
screen.
he got told by the drivers that he was ghosting everywhere.
Oh right, well on mine it come up that he had lagged out after lap 1.
Yeah, well, he just left the second. He just quit the session.
Oh,
That's
right.
what I said, lost connection.
Yeah.
As everyone told him to. We could see it happening at the start of the race for him anyway, so it wasn't as if
Well,
it was great.
yeah.
But it's just so frustrating. Well, I don't understand, you know, from me, from like a point of view of myself, it's really hard to keep people like not embrace the game. But you know, I can see the point of the drivers. I mean, what's the point? What is the point if like the people who the masters of code can't code the game right?
Well, they're not masters, are they? Let's be honest.
And we'll be starting a league on another one of their games, Grid 2. I mean, here's hoping that that game will be an improvement on the connection. I like to think it was. I mean, first Grid was, but then that was 4 years ago when F1 2010 was a good game with connection. So
I know.
let's all start an F1 2010 league. That would probably go down better than this
I
game.
would. I've got it right there.
Oh, I can see it as well. I mean, people could just pick it up for like £1.
I know. Ridiculous. Well, seeing as I've got nothing better to do tonight, can I join in and help you commentate?
Because he's such a nice guy. You can, you two could give us all the action if you like, and I will
Well, I won't be just
I need to
yet,
watch.
I'm going to grab my dinner first.
Jambo's having a good race. He's on prime tyres in P4 currently, chasing down Indigo's also having a good race. XRL on Project Cars for Next Gen. You would like to think so, Nige. That wouldn't be me running the league though, that's for sure, because I will not be running the league for too much longer, I wouldn't have thought. But the whole aim would probably be to actually shift off all Codemasters games, if I'm honest. I think. Bold statement there. Just show this to Codemasters. Email one of the Codemasters member of staff and tell them that is a statement right there, because it is. I mean, what can they give us any guarantee that 2014 is going to be better than 2013? I mean, none of you guys have bad connection. We've got fibre optic.
Yep.
You included. I mean, you know, if people have got like 1 megabyte download speed, sorry, if people have even got like 2 megabyte download speed and keeping the game the whole time, and you've got like 30, 40 download speed, even if it drops ever so slightly for a split second to like half that, you should still be able to keep the games with faster speeds than like quite a lot of people. So I mean, I don't understand it. I mean, the only thing I could say, Key, is go get an Ethernet cable for like a couple of £1 from like on eBay.
But the thing is, though, my room, like where the hub is downstairs, my room is like at the back of the house. It's not like it's not even close to where the stairs are. It's right round the corner, past the landing, and then there's
that's
like
the
a big
issue
landing
I've got.
type thing, miles away from
that's
the
the
hub.
exact issue I have. I mean, well, mine's a little bit different. The hub is directly down below, so it's just downstairs. But you know, can't drill a hole through. So you've either got two things. You can either get the wire, take it out the window downstairs and throw it up into the window here and hope it doesn't rain. Or trail it all the way around the house, up the stairs, up the landing, then to my room. It's just like ridiculous. And if it is just like a wireless signal dropping for a little split second, I had that a couple of weeks in a row. China, Bahrain, that area I think it was. You know, that isn't great. So.
And what's even more frustrating is how much of a lead Button got. Me and Button did a session the other day. Both of us on the prime tyres, 100%. And I stuck with him. I stuck close to him for about 2 to 3 seconds behind him up until about lap 10, maybe about lap 10. And then he get a few seconds on me. He got a few seconds on me. So up to like, I think it was about 4 to 5, and then after the pit we were back together again. And now just looking at the gap he's got, that just frustrates me even more. Oh, because he could be beaten here today. This is a track he could be beaten at. And Nutters looks like he's struggling to get that card.
Well, I'm on board with his teammate, Mr. Ice Cold Andy, and he's now got Taps for company. Taps having a really solid race. If he can keep in the whole race this week, which is something he's failed to do, as he just set his fastest lap of the race on lap 10 on the prime with a 34.9. If I can do that tomorrow night, I'll have a chance, that's for sure. Right, so let's have a look at the fastest laps. And TRL Button on the prime 33.9 with Nutters at 34.6. Jambo on a 34.2. That's a decent lap from him, currently in P3. NMI Mr. Indy goes closely behind on 34.4 on the prime tyre. He's only half a second off Button. Indigo's looking quite good this week again. Andy P5, Taps P6, Bobbert down in P7 after his bad start. Lewis Hamilton down in 8th. But the fastest laps between, you know, Bobbert, they're all in the 34s. There's no lap in the 35s, so they're all on a close pace. Even Alonso, who's down in 11th, he's done 34.4. Fozzie's down 34.1 on the options, both those on the option tyres. I've got to concentrate. This is the laps I need to do tomorrow. I need to do 34s tomorrow.
Hey, did you just get my overtake round outside of what's the corner? Oh, I forgot the corner now. End of sector 1, beginning of sector 2.
Yeah, no, I didn't get it.
Oh,
It depends what lap it was, kid.
Really? It was well, it wasn't in for many, so.
Yeah, it's a good point. I should have known. I don't think I got it. I may be wrong.
I was round the outside of Indigo and Andy at I don't even know what it's called. At the left-hander at the end of sector 1.
Luffield, it's
Luffield, yeah.
Luffield, yeah.
Round the outside of 2 cars at Luffield. I can't believe you didn't get it.
I'm so sorry. I'm not really sorry, but
You really should be.
right, so Jambo
Taps
now
is
has
gonna
got
have a run on
Indigo
Andy.
all over.
Taps is going to have a run on. Well, Taps is going to have a run at Andy.
We've got 2 separate battles. Let's see if Indigo can first make his move. He's been commented this week. Oh, that was a move going to happen. As Taps now trying to go around the outside. Can he make it for the inside? He's going to have a little look. Andy, under all kinds of pressure, and Andy has lost the position.
He's done it. He's done it.
Good move from Taps, but it's not over yet as Curse has been deployed by Andy. Going into Cops, the old turn 1. He goes from left to right, trying to get the inside line into the corner. Can't reclaim that position. He gave him a nudge, surely. I would say you got to give that place back, if I'm honest. It's a bit aggressive. Let's see what happens at the DRS. Oh, is Andy losing the back end? And loses the DRS.
Surely.
And, well, we'll speak nothing of that. I didn't think it was meant for Mr. Ice Cold Andy to let him through, but I think that there was a nudge there.
Jambo.
So Indigo did get past Jambo. I knew I should have kept on that because he looked like he might have got round the outside. He's like, oh no, but Taps is about to make a move. So I was like, oh.
Well, I didn't know that Jambo and Indigo were fighting it out. We got an early
there
hitter.
you are. As Andy now looking into turn 1, he's going to have it, and a good move, and makes Taps have to back out there. Solid move. No real incidents to report early on, which is a good thing. But just other than the disconnects.
both our race winners lagged out, aka Tim.
Yeah, both of us predicted you as well.
Who do you put your money on now?
Who do I stick my money on? Well, I don't even know. Well, I'd say TRL Button because it's the obvious one, isn't it? Well, you weren't looking pretty good. You were down in a low position.
No,
That's based
I
on your
mean,
qualifying.
yeah, no, I mean, with the practice I've done, I mean, I was, and Gio as well, both of us were really looking good for this.
There. It's really annoying because you two practice more than most. As now, good move by Jambo going into Maggots and Beckett's, but he looks like Indigo's going to claim that right back, and this does look like it's the final podium place these two are battling out for. Now last week, or not during the last week, Indigo has been claimed by a few drivers in this league in the sort of media spotlight, aka Sean Bean, as being a rather safe driver, doesn't make too many moves, but he's made a decent move, stick on the DRS down the hanger straight and reclaims that third place. The gap between the top two looks about 10-12 seconds. It hasn't really changed too much over the last sort of few laps, so Nutters is starting to get more on an even keel with the leader, but that damage has already been done in terms of the gap. Jambo getting a much better corner. He should be able to get on the gas a lot sooner as well. He might even make the move on the inside, keeps the tyre inside the white line and opens DRS. Easy move done. A good sort of 400 or 500 metres before the corner. Easily can brake. Makes a little bit of an error there as Enema Mr. Indigo closes in. Indigo looks like he's going to get a good drive out of Luffield here, but doesn't quite close the gap, as we have also a second battle a little bit further back between Andy and Taps, still going fully at it. Taps using some curves now to try and close in. Doesn't really want to be in the dirty air going through Maggots and Beckett's in this second sector. It costs quite a lot and he gets out of it very well. Andy runs a little bit wide, and these two don't want to be going side by side through here, and Taps has to sort of yield.
And these buttons spitting.
Race leader in the pits as Taps runs wide. So 14 laps, tyre wear, is it an issue around here, Key?
No, he should be going a bit longer than that, I'd say. On the brown
12
tyre.
laps is a little bit early, but then we do have our second and third runners in the pits as well. These guys,
going for a three-stopper.
Indigo and Jambo fighting it out right to the end, and they are not going to let one another get an undercut or anything as they are through. TRL Button.
I think I would have had a big advantage today. Like, cause the pace that I had, no, I was going for the two-stopper. I could manage my option tyres enough and still do competitive times. So I would have had to do one less pit stop, which I was gambling on other people going for the three-stopper. This wasn't to be, of course.
So
again.
Jambo and Indigo in the Red Bull are right behind each other, but they've got a McLaren in the way of XRL Fozzie, who's in P7 at the moment. He is on looks like a reasonably fresh set of options, but that's just down to the fact that these guys have got a lot longer on their tyres, but they're joined by Alonso for company down in P10. Bobbitt's, I think, is the guy who's P11 currently. Let's just make sure. But he's still not too far off this battle, and he's on reasonably fresh tyres, so we'll keep an eye on that one. But Nutters is now our race leader, somehow, relinquishing the lead TRL Button did, and gave it to Nutters. But Andy now under slight pressure, as Mr. Stevo comments on the stream. France 1, Honduras 0, and it's a penalty and a red card given, or penalty.
Actually, you know what? That's a really good point. That I'm gonna love yous and leave yous and go and watch the football.
I shouldn't have even mentioned it, but that's alright. But I don't know why. I mean, what's the point of watching Honduras? That's not exactly the most exciting game. Before we go, comments on the England game last night. I know a few of you might not like it, but we'll go in there.
No, if I was being totally honest, I think it's the best I've seen us play in a long time. A very long time.
Looks good going forward, didn't we?
We did. I mean, you can't always defend every single attack or every single cross. Rooney, I mean, Rooney, he shouldn't be playing on the left.
Just sold by Wayne Rooney, really, too many times last night.
I don't think everyone's slating Rooney. Rooney's not a left winger. You can't ask a player who's a striker / number
This is
10
what-
to play as a winger and
what I s-
defend. You
This
just
is what I
can't do
said
it.
earlier. I said possibly what we could have done was say, I think Welbeck had a good game, but I know he puts a lot of
Welbeck played
effort in.
quality.
But possibly you would say, thing is, I can't see Rooney not starting, or Sterling not starting because he had an awesome game, or Sturridge. I'd want all of them to start. So just say, Welbeck, you don't start. You're going to be on the bench. Get someone like James Milner on that left, who's a little bit more
Definitely.
defensively minded.
Definitely.
And then you got him and Baines, and you wouldn't have had that issue. But
I just didn't see the point in bringing Lallana on either. You took Sturridge off for injury. You don't put
or
Lallana
Jack
on
really. They weren't bold
No.
moves.
No.
But how many
But
more
on looking
strikers do
around
they
the
have?
outside. Oh, he's jumped up the inside, the last corner. On tap, side by side through the back. Going to turn one, buttons just ahead, so he's going to have the racing line. Right, I'm go.
Fresh
Go,
tyres, didn't
Andrea.
you?
I'm off.
Okay,
So I shall
Key.
speak to
Better
you
luck next
later.
week. I know you and Gio have done a lot of effort, and it hasn't counted for anything again this week. But
It's just the same every single week.
you
isn't
got to stick in
Seems
it,
like it at the minute.
unfortunately, even if it's just until the end of the season or something because of the game.
I
Just
know.
try and
I'm not
stick in
going to
it.
leave anyway, but it's so frustrating, especially you put all the effort and then you turn up. And oh well, right, I'm going. So, see you guys later.
See you later, mate. Crazy Fish commenting on the chat box about TRL Button's possible overtake on taps, claiming it was a corner cut, or I'm assuming that's what he was talking about. So I shall note that just in case.
Well then, if you want to know, I did my 3-lap stint with Button, 12 laps. I've got 6 track extensions and 1 corner cut. So, Button is going to be...
Are you keeping an eye on all this for me then? You compile a list of everyone.
I've already done Nutters' 3-lap stint.
Try and do everyone if possible, at least once. Try and get people twice if possible.
Start with LGS this lap. He thinks he's one of the cleanest drivers. Let's see if he's going to put that motto.
There's a little bit of a battle going on. Lewis Hamilton now climbs up into P3. Haven't seen that too much today. Yeah, LGS in P4. Got a bit little, now P4. P6 is Jambo as this battle has now resumed. And they've got Nutters for company. The undercut from these guys. And Nutters is going to be split right in the middle. It's a 3-way battle for essentially the second and third place on the podium spots, or what it was before the pit stops. But the undercut has worked a treat for some, and Nutters could be a serious disadvantage on this stint, being in the middle of 2 really quick drivers who are going on the prime tyres for a second go. As now Indigo tries to have a look down the inside, has a not a great drive through Luffield. It's not going to close at all going on to the old start-finish. And it's pretty much now a 4-way fight for, I believe that's 4th place, and LGS is just a little bit further in front. So these guys really, really close. As, Indigo running incredibly wide. Dirty air has cost him quite a lot. Remember, Chris, track extensions, only if it's a possible gain on the lap time. If they're running incredibly wide because of dirty air, you don't count it.
Oh, well, Button had no dirty air.
Well, that's fine. I'm just sort of commenting on it because Indigo ran wide out of Cox, and that's just because of dirty air, and he ran so wide that it wasn't beneficial.
If there's a possible reason why it did go right, then that's absolutely fine. But with Button being in the lead by quite a margin,
Brutal Reapers. Wise is a 131.0 on prime tyres good for the bottom division? Yes, it's good for that bottom division. That is a seriously good time. I can only go 7 tenths quicker and I'm in GP2. There's so much more time to find in this first sector for me. I'd just love to know where these guys get it. As Nutters now has cleared the 2 prime runners and then now has a go at LGS. Effectively, well, it is battling for the final podium space. And Lewis Hamilton's the one who's got away from these guys. An easy move on DRS for the Williams driver. 28 people watching the stream. It's good to see so many of you guys watching tonight. It's, you know, it is good to see as many of you watch, and it does make us give a much better stream for you. Hope you are all enjoying it. 11 drivers now on track due to the disconnections of Alexis and Fearless. And a good evening to many of you. Flame Dragon signing in for the evening as well. Haven't said hello to you, so good evening to you. Obviously F1 Nice, Crazy Fish, Mr. Seaver, LMG Killer, Snobby Nobby. So I was like, Snooby Dooby, who's that? I was thinking of Scooby-Doo, I think, or something like that. Chris, you're signed in for the night. Good evening, Chris. Sean Bean, if you're watching the stream, I mean, you should be racing, mate. You'd be good round here. As LGS now, it looks like the Toro Rosso and the sister car, the Red Bull, will be, as LGS is saying, no thanks, you're not going to go around my outside there. And now Jambo's, oh, this is close, going into turn 1. Will Jambo try it down the inside? No, he doesn't. He might have a look into the infield section here. Not quite. He's waiting for DRS, isn't he? DRS zone is on the braking phase going into that section of corners as Enema Mr. Indigo gets a great drive out. He's nearly sandwiched between the corner and the car of Jambo, but Jambo's made his way past quite easily, and it looks like Indigo isn't. LGS is fighting that one off well, and this could be Jambo's chance to try and get away slightly, because LGS could be the person stopping Indigo getting further up the pack.
Just been on these prime tyres for about 14 laps.
Oh, here he goes. Indigo now going easily through turn 1. He's going to have the outside for start. Maggots and Beckett will easily get the inside. LGS fighting back though. This is going to be close. As Indigo, is he going to... Yeah, LGS didn't have the grip in the tyres. And a good move from Indigo. He gets DRS with good measure. And that might recoup some of the losses that he had on the sister Toro Rosso of Jambo in front. As now that looks like, is that Taps possibly? Who's now running in? That's Alonso. He's really starting to make some good headway in this stint then on the prime tyres. He's caught up to LGS, so Alonso's one to look at possibly for a decent performance tomorrow night. 33.7 is his quickest lap on the pace of pretty much the whole pack, other than our race leader, who seems to have opened up a slightly bigger gap over Lewis Hamilton now. Not too much.
This time last year in GP3 division, Alonso had already crashed out at turn 1. He's already gone further into this race, and he is
Peachy trying to market his website on our thing. Come on, you got to be paying me to do that. Come on. No, not really, Peachy. Of course, Jake Peach F1 at .wordpress.com. Have to have a look at it. In fact, I might have a look at it right now. If it doesn't look good.
He's done a football article, and
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I can't believe it. Well, he says all things mostly F1, sport and current affairs. I mean, football is sport, so I mean, you can't knock him.
Yeah, but he's got F1 in his log. Football was your first one. You got to do that.
I would love to do journalism. I'm an accountant, but I'd love to do journalism as a job. I think that'd be really cool. I should have considered that more a few years ago.
What, be the actual Monty?
Well, I did, yeah, get free F1 tickets, it'd be great. But yeah, I have to have a little bit of a read.
I like Nigel's comment.
What's that?
Put your something away, Pete.
I just saw it. As well, it looks like it, yeah. That's right. Just about to say it myself. As NMR Mr. Indigo hasn't really gained the time back that he lost being stuck behind LGS. So this looks to be, you know, Jambo could have just that little bit of extra time that he needs now. Nutters He's in P3. He's got away from these guys and is starting to close in on Lewis Hamilton, who, to be fair, is probably getting quite close to the end of his stint now. Not that the option tyres last all that well either, but... Edgar Davids. Everyone loves Edgar Davids, Steve-O. Manager of Barnet. Legend. Everyone's got to love
To
him.
be fair, I was brought up near Barnet, so don't do it.
I'm not dissing. I said they're a good team.
How are they doing in your football manager anyway?
I think they're in... I haven't played Football Manager for like 2 weeks now. The Sunday, I think I played it the Sunday when I was getting right into it for an F1 race at Monaco. I think that's the last time I played it. And I haven't played it for a couple of weeks. I mean, 5 games in my League 1 campaign and we're 20th in the league. It's not been a great start, but I am a club hero. 3 straight promotions to a place they've never ever been before. Can't ask for much more. If they got relegated, they'd love me still.
I love you, but you're neglecting them.
Yeah, that's right. As I believe we have a driver who's gone into the pit, and that is our second place runner, ex-Lewis Hamilton, who has exited the pit down quite a way behind Mr. Ice Cold Andy. So Andy's suddenly in this race, is he? I don't really understand the running of this race. These guys going for pure undercuts to try and close the gap to the race leader. And you've got others extending their stints like Jambo and Indigo. It's quite an interesting one. I'm not quite sure how it's all going to work. It's going to be interesting in 20 odd laps time to see how it gets going. I mean, wet, well, there will be wet conditions. It's cloudy. It has been cloudy the whole race. 40%, so you'd expect in about 10-12 laps for there to be the first signs of rain around here. So it's another race where it's changeable conditions. That's no surprise, really, considering this season we've had quite a lot. So
Currently, at the back of the field, we have the 2 Ferraris. We have XRL Bobbitt's in 11th and his team. They've not had a very particularly strong race this race, which is difficult to see as you are a Ferrari fan.
Connorized Shola Amiobi, one of the best footballers to ever grace the game. Yeah, okay. F1 Hyde saying Ruben Nistelrooy. Why are you commenting on football, guys? Emil Heskey, yes. Millerman, good to see you watching tonight. Hopefully you're enjoying the action from the F1 division, the top division. There's been a couple of disconnects early on if you weren't there earlier. As what's this? What's that? Oh, we've got a little bit of a ghost there from Lewis Hamilton. Let's hopefully that'll be just that and he keeps going. Fozzie and Bobbitt are in a battle here. Oh no, sorry, LGS who's just pit. And Fozzie who's on the prime tyre. And then behind that, I believe it is Bobbitt who, well, not scoring any points yet. He's got a lot of work to do. But Button, our race leader, we'll keep on board of him for a lap or two. Let's see what he can do. That's a 34. So Button is struggling a little on this stint. He must be getting reasonably toward the useful ends of the tyre life of these prime tyres now. Can't be too far away. He was one of the earliest to pit.
Yeah, he's got out another 6 laps if he's going to do about 15 laps. A little bit to go.
Well, he pit 12 in his first. He went on lap 12, so to get it to 30 is a decently long stint. By the way, guys, this video will be live on the YouTube. Well, not live on YouTube, sorry. It'll be on the YouTube page. Probably by tomorrow morning. It'll be uploaded after tonight's race straight away for you. It may be on before you get off the bed. I'm not sure how long it really takes from Twitch to YouTube. So if you're lucky, you might be able to watch a rerun of this. Or for any of you who aren't watching and will be watching off the YouTube, good evening to you. Or not good evening. Hello. Because you could be watching whenever. But TRL Button now, he's got a reasonably commanding lead, running wide there, again.
seeing as there is not much going on, how do you feel about GP2 tonight? Do you feel confident? Do you feel you're going to have a chance to win the race?
Well, I've won 60 seasons with raced Silverton. I've won twice. I've finished on the podium 4 or 5 times now. Came second last season, I believe. Not last season. Can't remember what happened last season. That is irrelevant, alright? I think we finished third last season. That is irrelevant. I don't care about what happened last season. For a start, it is a pad user's track more than a wheel user's track. But yeah, I mean, the pace isn't great. I've done limited running, and the pace has been quite good considering the limited running. I've looked at the race pace from tonight. I will compare that to the smarty session I'll do in a minute. Yeah, I'm reasonably confident. Why not? I would like to think, you know, last season GP2 8/10 separated the whole field in qualifying. I've improved on my time from last season. A lot of others have. The divisions generally got quicker. I think, yeah, we're going to have a similarly close session. So yeah, go for it. I mean, it's good. So you're commentating on that. We're not commentating, we're just watching.
Potentially commentating.
Yeah, if we can get a stream going, we'll get it done. Got to play around with polarised settings on his capture stuff and expert stuff, hopefully, which is a bit annoying because I'd like to spend time practicing tomorrow when I get back from work instead of doing that, but you know, we'll see if we can get it done in good time. Nutters though, he has set the fastest lap of the race, I believe, on the 32.2. Just quickly check that. I could be lying, but no, he has done.
Has done a 31.9.
Oh, 31.9, but he's just pit, so he's on a fresh set, whereas Nutters is on a... He'll be pitting very, very soon. As we're actually reaching the halfway distance in this race, I'm going to get a quick drink, so I'm going to leave you in the... Well, I wouldn't say capable hands, but I'll leave you in the hands of Chris.
Okay, so as Dan said, Nutters doing a very good job with 32.2.
Whoa. Before you go, we don't want to hear what you have to say, Chris. No, we do want to hear what you have to say.
I want to see where you are, actually. I want to see where you are. I want to see who you're on board with, so I can actually commentate along with you. So no one...
I admit, right, who I'm on board with. Well, I'll get on board with someone and tell you who that is. Was that a spot of rain I even saw? I'm not sure. I don't think so. Connor Wright says, can I use the channel after this race? What for? I mean, what do you want it for? Let's not hope streaming gay porn, because I know Chris likes that.
That's Peachy's thing.
That's Peachy's thing. Well, maybe it's one of those things you do together. I don't know.
No, don't even go there. That's Sean and you.
See, now you're palming it off to other people. It's not very nice at all. Jambo looks like he's got the upper hand of this battle between Indigo and himself. I mean, that getting past LGS first has done a massive favour. That gap has stayed around a second and a half. Stream practice. Oh, okay. Yes, but if you log into Twitch first, Connor, and change the title to stream practice, that would be helpful, because otherwise people think that they're watching the F1 division when they're not. So if you can do that, then yes, go for it. I'll be practicing on track, and if anyone is online after the race, after this race is concluded, I'll be getting a quick practice in before I go and hit the sack, because I need it. I need it for this week, because some of these guys are lapping impressively, and I need to match it. So, right, I'll be right back. Chris, I'm on board with not NMR Mr. Indigo anymore. I'm going to be on board with, I think it's P6 and 7. So that'll be Lewis Hamilton trying to chase down Alonso with, I believe, that might be Mr. Ice Cold Andy behind.
Okay, so we've got a little bit of an action. Okay, I'm now on board with Lewis Hamilton. He's got Alonso in front of him in the Mercedes. Doing a stellar job going around. Luffield's now on board with the Toro Rosso. So, very good stuff. He's using a bit of curves, trying to catch up. He's now having a look around the outside of Alonso, and Alonso is loud him past, and that's a great move from my ex-Lewis Hamilton there. Going around Cop's corner, and Alonso's struggling on these tyres now. Could this be the point where he goes into the pit and gets so behind Lewis Hamilton, and Alonso, we've got Mr. Ice Cold Andy in P8. He's not had a particularly strong race here. Obviously qualified pretty poorly last year's pole sitter. Last say second place as well, so he's got a very strong record here. But he's obviously not doing the job tonight. About a second behind Alonso. Taking it very cautiously. Pulling away from Alonso. So Alonso's struggling on his tyres, but obviously there's not pressure tyres on him. Very himself. Guys, if you've got any questions about the race, or if you want to ask Peter or Dan any questions, we'll ignore you because I've got one from BHA Captain Waiter, funny enough. Yeah, I'll definitely ask him whether you can go. So, Mr. Ice Cold Andy now, looking down the inside of Luffield, Alonso getting a little ragged through there, and this time down the inside of Alonso, and he's got the move done. So Alonso very much struggling in that middle sector, and Andy's now up to P7. Alonso's having a look back though. You guys are still on Lewis Hamilton, and Ice Cold Andy has pulled away from that. Great driving by him, score by Alonso there. He apparently practicing more than what Zero is being absolute boo-boo. But I'll make sure that Sharky gets him a penalty in G3. Anyway, Lewis Hamilton done a very good lap there. He's still on a 1:32.2. So, very strong pace compared to the race leader. A little bit lagging behind. So, currently we've got Button still in first, Nottingham in second, Jambo third. But at the back of the field, Bobbitt still back in 11th, Body's down into 12th. We've got the free cost scrap of Lewis Hamilton, Mr. Ice Cold Andy and Alonso. So Jambo now running up the field. He's got someone behind him, and that's still Indigo. The gap's slightly coming down now. Steve's still watching the World Cup, having a good time there. So, Lewis Hamilton running a little wide. Goes through, that little wide. Going past the pit lane now, brakes very close to the club. I hope I got that name right. Got it wrong. But anyway, Dan should be back anytime soon. He's the most interesting person. But still, very good racing. He's actually catching up to 5th place of Paps. Paps still doing a very good job in this race. And we have now started to get rain in the race. We had the rain that was forecast 43% in fact. And the rain is starting to fall, and we've got Dan back.
Right.
And the rain's actually starting to come down pretty hard, like it was in Canada last week.
They're
So
quite heavy in Luffield as well, Lewis Hamilton. What's happened? Give us a rundown.
Whoa. I'll give you a rundown of what I saw, and I saw Alonso losing a couple of places. But the grid order at the minute is Button in first, second, Jambo third, and come on, everything's like getting actually very close to Jambo now, so it could be very close to Captain 5th, Hamilton 6th, the guy's called Andy in 7th, Alonso in 8th, LGS in 9th, Body 10th, and Bobbitt backing up the field in 11th.
Bobbitt's like the mention.
I
I
should say that's what she said. But,
I didn't
there's
mean
been a lot
that, Bobbits, if you listen to this.
but there's been a lot of action on the stream where PT likes to draw some, and Nige has been saying there's been dating sites you don't need to Twitch anymore. But apparently that But most of it's now about the World Cup. So World Cup, Dan, how do you feel England is against Italy? Hey, we had a strong game.
No, we did play well, didn't we? But well wasn't good enough. Italy with a slightly better side on the night, in my opinion. That was all because we were weak on that left side. I really commented to Fearless when he was in here. I feel like maybe Welbeck should have started. Although he played well, the balance of the team wasn't right. Putting Rooney on the left. You just someone a bit more defensively minded who could help Baines out, because Baines was always 1v2 too many times, wing back in the left mid. So, yeah.
Nige is very soon getting off my friends list with that comment. That's Sean's job, Nige. Oh, is it Sean's job or is it Alonso's job, your new teammate?
Well, he thinks he's number one driver already. I tell you what, if he thinks he can walk in, take number one, who's got more points? Who beat him at Canada? I think that might be me. So.
Dan, let's just say you can take number one, but you can do number two.
No.
We'll let Sean and have the hotel room. So the rain is now coming down. I predict in probably about 3 laps time they're going to come in for instance. How would you say it is? And I've got a message from Tiki saying that his girlfriend says that I'm really attractive. Well, I do live on the same street as her, Peachy, so obviously she does see me a lot more.
So, Le Mans happened this week. Just turn the attention to somewhere else. And Audi, the dominating performance of the 24 hours, I'm sure we'll hear a bit more from Pete Harcroft next week when he comes back as Bobbert, making a move around the outside left field there on, I believe that's Alonso. Great move. Maybe because of more grip, maybe because of the options, but either way about it, what a move from the Ferrari driver.
Yeah, Alonso is struggling on these tyres. He's not happy. Could he be the first one to blink?
Well, it's getting quite close to wet. I wouldn't say it's quite. It's close. I mean, you don't want to get caught out by a lap. It's so close. But yeah, I'd like to think Alonso will be pitting very, very soon. As TRL Button has a lead. That lead, though, it's getting slightly bigger again. It's just that it looks like it's getting a bit smaller, but it isn't really.
Setting up his ambition of getting into overtakes of the week. Well, Dan, you should see one overtakes of the week in Canada. A steamboat would even say it's
Yeah, I've heard about this, but a lot of people are saying it wasn't worth putting it in.
Nobody's saying no, Dan. Nobody's saying it.
They did. They did. Shark did he now? I'm afraid I didn't see this. Look, well, it definitely is wet now, as I think our race leader has not done anything rash. He's pitted at the right time, which is a shame because we wanted it to be a bit closer. But Nutter's looking great for P2, but that gap to him and the two chasing drivers in Jambo and Indigo is extremely close now, as they both pit, and yeah, this could be a three-way battle for second, and there's not much.
Lewis Hamilton's just passed Taps, and Lewis Hamilton's now going in the pits. Could this be a double stack for the Toro Rossos?
That might work in the favour of Taps behind in the Merc then. Let's see whether it will be a double stack. It shouldn't be. I don't think it will be anyway. It'll be close though. It'll be very, very close.
Yes, they've double stacked. Just about, only about a second they've lost. But that's a second that Lewis Hamilton's lost over Taps, and Taps has retaken him. Ice Cold Andy also into the pit. As is LGS. Ozzy's already on the intermediate behind. As is Bobert.
Yeah, definitely wet weather conditions now. But as per the championship, I know the leader. Sorry. Apart from the leader in the championship, which is TRL Button, in the case of this race as well, it is very, very close. And this championship, for the second race of champions spot, could go all the way. I think that's effectively what some of these guys are pretty much battling for now. But
yeah, I mean, talking about GT3 now, same thing. Second place
really?
is a little bit behind first. Let's see where it's going to go. But otherwise, third, fourth, and fifth is separated by 4 points. It is very close. It's a similar thing in GP2 as well, only separated by a few points. Button's got a healthy lead, probably about 18 seconds worth over Nutters. Nutters has got a little bit less of a gap behind now. Hey, Indigo's probably closed the gap by about a tenth during them pit stops. So for F1 Noise, Nutters is currently P2 and is doing a marathon.
so who can adapt to these wet weather conditions the best? At the moment, those second, third, and fourth are incredibly close. Imagine if TRL Button lost connection there. It would bring a very, very interesting finish between these three. But they're effectively battling for
fifth
two.
place though, Dan.
Yeah, there is.
Hamilton and Taps.
They were very, very close in the pit stop, and the only reason Taps is ahead is because of the stack.
Could be what's happening between you and Alonso tomorrow, Dan. Double stacking, Alonso, #1 driver, get everything left behind.
Sadly, I don't think so.
Did this ever happen to you last season with Sean?
Sean was #1, so it's fine.
Oh, he had the #1 on his side.
Yeah, that's he only got the visual. As Lewis Hamilton had a little bit of a look into the final corner, but he's just dropped off again now. Chris, you are keeping on top of the Twitter feeds tonight. I'm loving it.
I'm keeping on board with it as much as I can, along with the stewarding and the long.
Oh, there's Lewis Hamilton has spun, and well, he's just lost the place to, I believe that's Mr. Ice Cold Andy, who's gone up to P6 now. Oh, and that is a big, big chance of getting into the top 5 there. Gone. Taps doing incredibly well tonight. And if he can hold on, that'll be looking really good for him.
Taps is actually doing an amazing job tonight. I mean, I don't think he's got so far into a race like 40 in Monaco. He's doing a big job.
Yeah, that's right.
Taps has just cut the corner and gone straight to the pit.
Taps is in the pit.
Taps is in the pit.
Wet tyres? A bit early? I don't know. trying something a little bit different, and that could put him into the battle for P2 between these three, and then if he gets it right. So
And yeah, you're quite surprised.
them Indies did not last long at all then.
Like Canada. And there is start.
Oh, no way. I would think that he's pit because he's got work. That's a massive shame. 38 laps in, he only had 14 more to go. Massive, massive shame. But fair play to Taps for retiring in the pit lane though. I know he hasn't done that for the first couple of races he's joined, but he's done it this week. Just a shame of his job. I mean, he could be a really decent driver for the division in the league if it wasn't, but...
starting to struggle on these wets, but there is lots of standing water on the track now, so it is definitely wet conditions.
So Jambo in the pits for wets. So are the two behind though, or the one in front and the one behind, sorry. So these guys are not going to make it easy. But Indigo's closed the gap slightly in this stint. And if he may...
A few drivers are
Will he
fitting
get...
wet
Oh, he
tyres.
won't.
We might
I
need to
thought he was
change
just
soon.
going to get... the Toro Rosso of Jambo wasn't going to get released, but he did just in the nick of time and retains that third place. As I think the majority of the drivers are now in the pit, and it looks as if... Is that our race leader still on Inters? It is. You would think he'd hit this lap though, surely.
Lightly.
I hope not, because I want him to spin or something.
Bernie trying to get out of there tonight.
Oh, he looks nearly there, you know. But he's in. It's not the
I hope
longest.
he never gets released from the game now, don't you?
Yeah. It's one of the longest or slowest pits. It's not the longest. It's just a very slow pit.
About 23 seconds in the dry. Like,
Well, it'll be the same, but it's not going to be slower in the wet. It's just speed limit, isn't it? That gap he's opened up, yes, that's reasonably decent. But need to figure out his secret technique.
Right, and Alonso's been disqualified. Let's get him in here.
Yeah, that's a shot.
Debut has come to a flying halt.
What happened there, man?
Oh, when everyone came in for the pit stops for the full wets, I came in. Just slightly missed Bobbers for holding him up, and then the engineers didn't come out, and I just sat there for about 30 seconds, and parked up too long though in the box.
That's a bit of an odd one. But hopefully that won't happen tomorrow, because that's when it really counts. But you weren't looking too bad there.
I was looking. No, I was actually surprised. I was when everyone came in for their second stop. I think it was the second stop. I was still out, and I was trying to push the primes to the wet weather. But obviously, I did feel kind of backwards, and I was could have pitted on lap 20. I started pushing it. The primes weren't going off.
Oh, it's just coming to me now, actually. There's a reason why your race engineer wasn't there at the pit stop. It's something to do with a reported disagreement about tomorrow night's strategy. You were saying you wanted to be number one, but you said you've got to abide by the team's rules and be number two. I don't know what that's all about.
I hope it doesn't work for me. I would be pretty annoyed. I would go raging at my engineer. Come on. But no, I was, quite frankly, I was catching Bob at sorts. He was sliding a bit in the intervals. Yeah, it would have been a close battle. But yeah, I was actually surprised by the pace I had in the first competition.
Yeah, it was a decent performance. TRL button, miles away, unfortunately, but thanks for speaking to us.
No worries.
And a bit of a shame, but obviously, yeah, tomorrow's more important for the team and your chances. So, yeah, you're looking pretty good.
Best track and.
Good luck for Germany.
Yep. I highly doubt it, but I don't think See you later, guys.
Right, that gap between the top two, I don't think it's the biggest what it was, but these guys, LMR, Mr. Indigo and Jambo, have been at it all race, and Indigo goes off the track. Indigo's gone off. As soon as I say it, commentator's curse, and he's lost a good 3 or 4 seconds there. Big shame, he's got to really work hard to close that gap again. Jambo just seems to have the upper hand slightly today, whether it's been luck or just consistency. He just seems to have that extra little bit that Indigo hasn't had.
Jambo's been, obviously, since the start of the season, not had a particularly good season. The last couple of races, he's starting to get back up to the top where he was last season. And he's up there again for this race. So I don't think you can be counted out for second place in the championship. He's definitely up there.
Yeah, that's right. That second place in championship can go to anyone. All it takes is for someone like Valexi or Fearless who have had a bad run of late to go on a good run, get a couple of decent results, a couple of podiums, maybe a win even, and all of a sudden it looks a lot rosier for them. Because really, effectively what they're battling for, which is a shame, is second place. And it is all about getting that second place in racing and race of champions. That is what it's all about. So. I'm slightly frustrated. I just had a look at the racing post app on my phone. There's only one afternoon meeting tomorrow and 2 meetings when I'm meant to be racing. It's not ideal. I like to watch my racing, but I won't be able to do that tomorrow because I will be unfortunately racing in F1. Not good.
That's called Andy. He's actually wide at get the name of the corner. He's gone wide at Club. That's the one. And we lost connection to 3 drivers. Lewis Hamilton, Indigo, and Nutters have all lost connection to me. And
What?
LG gone.
And
Five
LG.
drivers. Because LG has gone.
Whoa. What?
Have you lost
Have
connection
I
as
just
well?
seen that right? Button's gone! What? What's happening here?
I've lost
Oh
connection to the
no. You've lost connection to the session.
session. I have. I can't get back in.
I shall invite you. I've just got 8 messages. I have a feeling. Oh, I can't even invite anyone but TRL Button. Oh, there's too many messages.
Oh,
You got
one man.
Who's that? Who's that on your screen?
Is everybody losing connection? Because I just got lagged out.
We're just checking. We have lost a few, I think. What is LGS doing appearing offline like that? I need to get him in. Right, we have, or I have, 4 drivers left in the session. Chris has.
I have no one. I'm not even in the session.
Chris isn't even in the session. Something crazy's just happened. Jambo's here. Jambo's one of those disconnected drivers. Join the party, Lee. Don't phone me. I'm not going to answer the phone on stream. Join the party, for God's sake. Well, it has gone a significant distance, which is the issue. We're going to let the drivers for racing finish it, and then we'll chat about it after the actual race is finished, because it's obviously not fair on you guys who have all lost connection at the same time. Let's actually count how many people lost connection there. 1, 2, 3,
What the hell
4,
just happened?
5.
Lose connection.
So it's 5 people lost connection within a minute.
Yeah, and if I didn't lag out, I'd have won that. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I was clearly going to catch you with only like 40 seconds.
Exactly.
So the thing is, what we, us, I don't know if Lee had, we'll let these guys finish their race because we're too far into the race now. But
Who's
we
still racing?
we've got Nutters, Andy, Fozzie, Bobberts are the only finishers currently. Crazy
Myself,
scenes,
Hamilton,
but
we lobby.
don't. You will pick up points whether they're where you finished or whether they're something else because you've done this. Because so many people, what would happen is if so many people lost connection, we would look at doing a rerun if it hadn't reached a certain distance. So we will look into it after the race. We will let these guys finish it off, and then yeah, and then we'll talk about points and who gets what after the actual race is finished. Mr. Steve-O commenting on stream, I'm sorry for every driver apart from Button. Oh, that's not very nice.
What?
Mr. Steve-O was feeling sorry for everyone apart from you, I think, because he was bored of your leading. But yeah, we might look into instating some
Did you
kind
see
of
my lap time on
points.
Prime? That was absolutely fucking good lap.
That was.
I was
Do you
going
want me
to
to
get
get
past Nutters
Welcome
as
to your
well. I
lobby.
was like a second faster.
So,
Bernie, would you
yeah.
like me and Indigo?
Can you invite me to your game? The lobby.
Yeah.
The lobby. All the watchers.
Let's see
If,
we can get
if I don't
I
pick up
can't
like 10
invite
points,
anyone.
I'm gonna
I
be
can't
like,
invite you
difficult.
guys. You all have to turn your Xboxes off or whatever. You said it. I can't invite anyone. It's just blanked out that option.
Bernie, was you watching me and Indigo?
You were battling it out really well tonight. You two were so close. Like, I think that time when you just got ahead of LGS, just did it. Getting ahead of him, well, it took Indigo a little while. That built the gap, and then you just kept in front. But crazy scenes down here tonight. And Sean has decided, yeah, send him a message. Oh, go away, Sean. Right. Let's just finish this race. The drivers who finish where they are will get the points that they receive, but the drivers who have lost connection will get improved amount of points. We'll look at where they were at this current stage of when the disconnect happened and probably award them
just be like left with the
amount
result.
quite close to that. I mean,
They'd just be left when everyone lagged out because they were everyone.
it was
apart
pretty
from,
spaced
like,
out,
second,
wasn't it?
Third and fourth. That was the only ones that were close.
And we will get everyone in the race after, because obviously, you know, people have not lost connection and gone on to like win the race, and they'll be a bit unhappy giving away a race win. But at the same time, you got to look at it on the flip side. It's, you know, people are going to be unhappy at whatever goes down, so we just got to try and get the best compromise we can do. Which may mean for the people that lost connection, giving them pretty much the points that they were in, or something like that as disconnection points. Don't usually do it, but because so many people lost connection, and because it was so late on, I mean, that's probably what's going to have to happen. Bobberts is in P3.
What?
Dan, don't forget Phil.
From last deferred.
Out as well, so if you're going to give points, you've got to give him a couple of lagging out as well.
Who?
Yeah, look, he lagged out. Albeit it was at the start of the race, he still lagged out like everyone else.
No, it wasn't part of the mass disconnection.
I know he wasn't. But if you're gonna give people lagging out,
Yeah, but the thing was, he disconnected and went into 0-point territory. All these guys were in points for playing positions, and would have, even with the disconnection. That's not even funny. Codemasters, I am going to email you this video, and you need to do something either with this game, which you clearly don't care about, or the next year's game, and you should do something about it. It's not even funny anymore. These people turn up and race every week for nothing, really. That's what's happening.
if Swish was here,
He would go crazy, and you know, if the video was being sent to Codemasters, then it wouldn't just be, it would be just violent. He would be like on it, like anything. I'm a bit more, you know, trying to keep it calm, but I mean, you know, it's ridiculous. Why should people pay money to play a game which is broken and doesn't work properly? I mean, for us, the best part of playing online
I really want 25 points, but I know probably you won't do it, but...
No, well, we'll talk about it after the race. I mean, we've just said the drivers who got a mass disconnection will probably get some form of disconnection points. You were in the lead by a mile, so, you know, you wouldn't, I don't know if you'd get 25 points, but you would get more than second place. You'd get probably like 20, 22 points or something like that.
Yeah,
just because you didn't finish the race. That's probably what's going to happen. I'm not going to say anything right now.
That's fine, as long as it's like 20 or just below, I don't care. As long as it's like 18, 19, 20, up, like 18 up to 22 is perfectly fine.
We'll sort it out after the race anyway.
They all said that you were cheering for me.
Mr. Steve saying you can email them all you like, but I was just going on a calm rant about Codemasters making poor games. I really hope Grid Autosport is better. But having said that, a different team would make Grid Autosport, so you would think that they would get things right. So...
Were you cheering for me on that race, Bernie?
What was I cheering for you?
Yeah.
Well, no, you're on your own, so I wasn't really keeping an eye on you that much, if I'm honest.
Yeah, none of them do they?
I think if you were on the pace of just maybe a tenth or two quicker than the majority, and there was not much in it, and the races were like, you know, because third and fourth are pretty close, second stay was quite close to them. And if you were just like 5 seconds in front of them or something like that, and they were like at a distance where they might think they can catch you, then you'd be like, that'd be much. I think it'd be closer.
I don't know how I do it, because if you see me later, I've been on F1 2011 and everything. I ain't even been playing this game. All I've been doing, man, is just going to the pub and getting absolutely hammered.
we should just all switch to 2010 and play that game online. We said it already tonight.
Way.
But
no way.
It's better online than this, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
If you want an stable online connection, play that game, or Grid, or anything that was made about 5 years ago by Codemasters, then you got a good chance.
Oh shit, I spun it. Oh god.
Nutters will be very, very surprised he's picked up the win tonight though. He'll be very happy with that, but gutting for everyone else. Look guys, I appreciate you staying here to watch, but coming back out of the party. I still can't invite anyone. Why is that? It's blank. If you want to watch, go on Xbox Live and then join Xbox Live Party through the menus on the game.
Dan, what what is actually going on in the race.
Well, it's going to be a Williams 1-2 at this rate with Nutters and Mr. Right Squad Andy.
Well,
And then
Andy
you got a little battle for third, but it's just a shame there's only 4 cars out on track competing for that.
Well, seeing as Andy had a
Mr. Steve-O, a lot of guys getting involved in on this debate here. Connor I is saying, looks bad for the league, 24 people finishing the F1 division, but it's not their fault, but they shouldn't get points, question mark. Mr. Steve-O commenting, everyone just should get half points so the deficit of disconnecting is less, but they still disconnect. It's their fault for having Tiscali broadband. I don't think it's their fault though, it isn't their fault that the internet, they're disconnected, because quite a few guys have fibre optic or it's wired in or something like that. It's not their fault, and they're on the end of Codemasters not knowing how to code a game online properly. It just seems to be going downhill of late. Every session just seems to be getting worse and worse with them, but can't really say. We'll make sure though we apply the correct rules and regs for the drivers, because you know, got to try and find about the disconnection part in the network. I mean, yeah.
If it's a real life rule, if it was over 75%, then will need to improve. Obviously, depending on how many points people are going to get, if you're going to be doing. But it's hard what I'm seeing.
It's just so many, isn't it? I mean, it's just so unfair, especially if you're in the race. He's done nothing wrong, XRL button.
You did say you wanted something to happen to him.
Well, yeah, I did. I did say that. Maybe I was tempted to bait a little bit, but 2 laps left of, well, an eventful race. I'm glad that so many of you have been watching tonight. 19, 20 of you still watching. 51 laps into the race. It's great to see so many of you watching, and we'll get the top 3's opinions on their performance afterwards. It's just been a shame. Just been a shame we haven't had the finish that some people may have thought that they deserved. But
Mr. Steelers getting aggressive in who that innate block is.
sorry.
Mr. Steelers put on there who the something is in the block. So they're getting a bit annoyed about seeing a certain someone giving you an invite. But it's interesting to see Bobbitt's now up to 3rd base. He's going to be getting decent points where he was running at 11th.
Well, he's got away with one today. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Last week he wasn't happy with Paul. I think he could be more than happy with that.
Right. I've got to read up on the rules and regs like straight after the race on that. I'm trying to find a bit on it now. It must be there, but I'm using like a half screen, or a half size window, so like can't really go through it right now. So I'll have a look after the race. But Nutters on his sort of parade lap essentially after that. Big gap between 1 and 2. Williams 1-2 today. In debatable circumstances, you might add, but
say Nutters definitely deserve to get high points this race. Win
25 points, probably not, but yeah.
He's had a solid race though. I believe that's Nutters' first F1 win, which probably doesn't deserve with Button being in the race, but it's a win nonetheless.
Well, it doesn't matter how they come, does it? I mean, he'll just take it.
Yeah. Hopefully you'd want something like that tomorrow where you'd actually stay in the lobby.
Default victory, love it.
And then everyone goes, now we want to restart, and you're like, God damn it.
No thanks. Yeah, we'll
Yeah, everyone's
clear
very
this whole
angry.
situation up post race once we're off air, as Williams claimed the 1-2. Can you invite the guys in?
I can
Fastest
invite
lap
the
will go to Bobbitts, who finishes third place in the Ferrari. Being quite out of sorts today, but he's got away with probably one of the luckiest results he'll see all season. Any questions for the top three? Get them in as quick as possible. This game is a waste of time, saying Jambo. It is a waste of time, but we all have to put up with it, sadly. There is our top three, 38 seconds between first to last. Not great. Luckiest guy of all's joined the party, but we'll get the top three's opinions in a
Luckiest
second.
guy, I am sorry, what?
I didn't.
I'm gonna go with more along the lines of the unluckiest person.
Bolmers for the win for F1 Nige, Copperberg for the win for Stevo. I've got to join Stevo's cause there. Coke with the lemon for Connor. Connor I's only playing F1 because of XRL. That says it all. People are only really playing F1 and racing in the league because of the league. But anyway, we have our top top three here tonight. Sorry, there's 5 people in the party. That's what caught me off guard. Good evening, guys. 3 lucky drivers to get what they got. How are you? Oh, you must be happy with your results. We'll start with Nutters first, being the race winner.
Not too bad. Well, you know, I was going to get second place anyway, so not that much of a jump. I didn't really win, did I? Button clearly won. He was like 20 seconds ahead, so it was a bit of a shame that massive disconnection. What, 8 laps to go or something?
Yeah.
Quite a good race up until then. Jambo, quite close to me as well. Still about 5 seconds off or something. So it's a shame. 8 laps left. Happened. But yeah, it was great. Was actually okay. About it really.
And you seem to do reasonably well in the wet.
Yeah, I was okay with the wet. I had one lock up. I think Jambo was about 7 seconds back. I had one lock up when it ran a little bit, got back out, down to 5 seconds. Yeah, that was about it. Just tried to keep consistent and not lock my tyres. But my tyres actually on the second stint, the options were screaming. So I was hoping it would rain quicker than it did. I lost quite a bit of time. Should have stuck on another set prime really in hindsight. But overall, yeah, pretty happy. Second place.
Your first win in XRL in the F1 division, F1 Nige, watching the stream tonight, commenting, saying, "Nuts, since 2012 I wanted to see you win. I witnessed it as a spectator, weirdly." He does. Jambo on the chat box saying Bobbitts third place from 9th. You lucky jammy sod. But we'll get back to Bobbitts in a second, because finishing second and completing a Williams 1-2 is Mr. Ice Cold Andy. Andy getting away with one today?
Yeah, no, it was a pretty bad race for like most 30 laps. I just got involved in a few incidents and things like that. Car was understeering quite a lot through the fast corners, which was why I was struggling for a bit of pace. The tyre wear was generally quite good, but then whenever the rain came, I was a bit more comfortable with it. You know, I could push the car a bit harder and I was catching up to the other guys in front. And obviously, whenever the massacre of obviously everyone disconnected. It's nice to podium and capitalise from it.
Well, we'd have associated your name with being one of the ones that disconnected, but it hasn't. You've got away with one today, and congratulations. Third place, Bobbitts. Jambo thinks you're a lucky sod today. Yeah, that helped your cause for second in that final place in the Race of Champions, though.
Well, yeah, it certainly does. I mean, I think considering the amount of bad luck that I've had all race, I suppose you get a bit of good luck in some points. I mean, generally, my race was awful, to say the least. Not only because of, obviously, the corner cutting glitch that I got in the qualifying,
two side pod glitches again. This, in this race with two different people. Well, wasn't happy about that. I was actually considering on retiring at one point because I was just that fed up. But obviously, good things come to those who wait. As Jambo said, thanks to the third. We got lucky, I guess.
Well, you all did in a way, but congratulations to all of you, you get the points, so we shall speak to each other, as well as some of the guys who disconnected after the race. But our next action, hopefully if Connor gets his streaming kit sorted, will be tomorrow night for the GP2 race. You'll be seeing me take the checkered flag tomorrow night in first place at Silverstone, followed by there'll be a race on Wednesday. Sharky will be covering the action with Taco from GP3. You got F1 and F5 will be covered at the same time on Channel 1 and Channel 2. F1 Speed and Captain Waiter in Channel 2 with the Tier 6 action. Might be F5 this week, got to decide. And I will be in the box with Jamie, 2503 for the other. So from me, Chris, and your top three for tonight. I know a lot of you have been watching, and we hope you continue to watch throughout the rest of the week. So good night.